I'm going to show you how you can annotate flowcharts. So the flowchart viewer supports a variety of formats, including the CSVs that are used by the transport maps. Because this was actually inspired by the transport maps. Because I was doing a class on graph theory and I thought, well, a map's a graph. Can I adapt Andy's nice condensing algorithm? And it turned out to be very easy to do so.
And the transport maps showed the different stations all over the country and how they relate to one another, and you can explore them to plan your journey as to exactly where you want to go.
Exactly.
All in Braille.
It's really cool. I suggest you check them out if you can. So right now I've got something called test.dot, and there is a library called graphviz which lets you specify in textual format different graph structures. And here I've got a really simple graph. I've called it G, and it's got one node, and the node's called A. If I open that up in the flowchart viewer, what I'll first get is a welcome screen, a little bit like you would see with spreadsheets. And here I can get some help. I can open the graph and I can configure the view, but I'm just going to open it up in its default view right now. And it will load up. What I've got here is
open test,
test and one node right in the middle, which isn't very interesting. So why don't I add another node? Similarly to spreadsheets, I can press enter and view that node. So I can see that its name's A, its label's A, it doesn't have an annotation, so I can put little notes on my graph if I want to, but I've got an option here to make a new node, and it'll make me a new node from A.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let's make a node and call it B. And I'll call its label Hollie was here.
You still are.
Now we're back to viewing node B because we're looking at the node we've just created and it's called Hollie was here. I can edit it so I can change its name and its label and its annotation, and I can go back to the graph and it will load up. I'm currently looking at B, so it says Hollie was here in the top right hand corner, something to be proud of. And it shows me the two nodes in the middle of the screen. So right now there aren't any connections coming out from B, but if I go left and I select A, it says that I've got A and it says that I can go to B. What if I want to go back from B to A? Well, I'll select B, I'll bring up its menu and it'll say edit connections. I can delete the node as well and it says no connections. So I'm going to go up by one.
Oh no, I want to add a connection.
I do want to add a connection. I don't want to delete the node, not just yet. We'll show that in a minute. So we've got our new node, and here we are, edit connections. If I had any connections, it would show me a list and it would let me change them. But right now it just says new connection, and I can do that. I can give it a label. To A, to B, so I can go back to A or I can go back to B. It's a list of all of the nodes in my graph. So I'm going to go back to A. It says edit edge to A or new connection. So now I've added a connection going back to A. And I can add a label to that if I want to.
Like return or something,
Yeah. With love from B to A. Just like the song. Now that's updated that. It says I'm viewing node B and I can return to the graph. And
my turn.
Yep, your turn. We've been fighting over the Braille all day. It's brilliant. And on the status line, it should now say that I can go back to A. And if you press space...
Hollie was here, B to A.
And if you press space, you can page through all of the connections and it will tell you their labels.
Very good.
So it says, to A with love from B to A. End the demo?